He looks like he owns credit. Oh my gosh. Man like Arthur from Batman.
Namaste, dzień dobry, assalamu alaikum, ciao, konnichiwa, bonjour, hola, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Ken at 10, bringing you, as usual, the daily update on the UK property market, what's going on, where it's going on, why it's going on, and what is happening generally. How are you? I hope you're well. Well, the rental crisis continues apace, and I want to talk a little bit about what you can do if you're a tenant and just looking to get ahead of the game, really. But first of all, let's talk about the seasons. We are 31st of March, 2023. It's springtime. I know you wouldn't know it. Although April showers, they say, don't they? April Fool's Day tomorrow. So, yeah, we're getting into spring selling season. The thing about the spring is the weather's a bit more inclement. It's a little bit warmer. And although, yes, we do have the showers, we do get the sunshine, we do get the daffodils everywhere, and everyone feels a little bit better, don't they? They're able to come out their home. And, you know, from a buyer's point of view and a seller's point of view, it is the peak time of the year. So if you're thinking of selling this year, this is the best opportunity, in my experience, for you if you're selling. But also, actually, arguably, if you're buying too. Why, if you're buying, do you think you might think, well, maybe I'll hang on, wait, see what happens? Well, what's going to happen is very little in terms of there's not going to be much of a supply of property coming along. When does the peak of the supply in the UK hit the market? The answer is the springtime. So now is the time, if you're thinking of looking. If you have to sell in order to buy, really good time to get going now. Get yourself on the market, get yourself under offer, because you're going to be competing with other buyers. And if you can be ahead of the game by being under offer, then that gives you a massive advantage. First time buyers out there, make sure you're ready. And when I say make sure you're ready, because there's going to be lots of competition. I know people will tell you the market's dead. It's not true. There's lots of activity. As long as properties are realistically priced, there's lots of activity, lots of offers coming in. So therefore, make sure you're ready with your proof, your ID. What you're going to need is, for most agencies, they're going to require a copy of your passport, another form of ID as well. They're going to want to know what deposit you have. They're going to want proof of that deposit too, rightly and properly so as well, and where that money came from. So make sure you're ready for that, because one of the things that's most important is that from an estate agency point of view, we may have several offers. And it's not just about the money, it's about the quality of the buyer. So if you're able to supply things that others aren't, it could just put you ahead of the game. We even had one buyer the other day send us a Experian credit report. And I thought that was quite a clever idea, because obviously if we know that their credit's clear, they're more likely to get a loan, and therefore it just, you know, have a better chance of getting it. The problem with offers in principle from lenders, it's nice to have, and certainly something that we'll take on board as a proof in a way, but many of those are subject to searches, such as even credit searches. In other words, they can give these things out without doing proper thorough checks. And then when they check on the buyers, ultimately they may not be able to afford the property. The larger the deposit, the more advantage you have. So don't be afraid to show that. I know it seems impertinent when people say to you, what money have you got and where it is, but it's really important you do that. In terms of the market, lots of valuations coming in, some new instructions as well. So quite a busy time for us. And in terms of what's going on in the market, there's just going to be that little lack of confidence because interest rates have gone up so much. The good news is it looks like they're going to drop off next year. Not massively, but we are talking about a drop of around 1 percentage point next year. We may get, though, another 0.25 of a point. That seems to be the common consensus. Is we're looking at one last interest rate rise, if that, this year. May or may not happen. These are only predictions. Nobody can tell you for sure. And then next year, they're predicted to fall off quite sharply by as much as 1 basis point, i.e. 1%. So that'd be interesting to see what happens there. So in terms of the wider market, rentals wise, if you're looking to rent a property, then again, you need to be ready. Make sure you've got alerts set up on your phone, because there are multiple people chasing every single property that's available for rent. So make sure you're ready with a credit score from Experian so that you can show any potential agents that quickly. Make sure you're ready with a week's deposit so that you can put down that deposit quickly. And make sure you're ready to compromise as well, because everything you see may not be ideal, but if you're not careful, you're discounting the ones you see because they're not good enough. And then before you know it, they're gone as well. And the next one's come up at even more money. That's how fast moving the rental market is right now. So be ready to look around and make that decision quickly, and be ready to speak to the agent. Make sure you disclose all information quickly, because that might put you ahead of the queue. By seeing a property first doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be the one that gets it, but it certainly gives you a head start. So make sure you register on Rightmove, Zoopla, on the market for new instructions as they come up, both for sales and lettings, actually, because it's really a good idea for you to be ahead of the game. And that's where you want to be, is quicker when it comes to buying and renting, making sure you're one of the first through the door, so you have the opportunity to consider whether the property is right for you. However, if you've got a property to sell and that property is not yet under offer, I would encourage you not to bother looking too hard until you've sold your own. And I know what you're thinking. It's chicken and egg, isn't it? You know, you need to sell your own, but you can only do that if you can find somewhere that's suitable. But the problem is this: there are going to be buyers out there, not even maybe, likelihood is there are buyers out there that want the same house that you do. The only difference will be theirs is under offer and yours is not. Well, guess which way the agent or the seller is going to go? They're going to go with the certainty of someone who's already sold over the maybe of someone that hasn't yet sold yet, might not ask her what they consider a realistic asking price. And most importantly, is an unknown quantity. If you're under offer, then you can use that as an edge in your negotiations. You can say to the buyers, look, you know, we've got this buyer, we're under offer, the sellers that is rather, and you know, we can move you, but perhaps we can't offer this, but we can offer that. It can give you the edge in negotiations. So make sure you get your property under offer nice and early. And in order to do that, make sure you quote a realistic price so that you get the action and the viewings early on. Because of that old adage that nobody wants what nobody wants. If you hang around too long on the market, then buyers will see that and they'll be asking the question, why is this property still available? I can't believe it's still available. And then think that something's wrong or the price is wrong and get stigmatized by that. You don't want your property to be in that bracket. So apart from that, Friday, best day of the week. Many of you will know it's my favorite day. Why is Friday so fantastic? A number of reasons. Number one, because it's the day we're getting everybody out to view, because Saturday is the big day for viewings. It's the day that most people are home with their families and therefore can go out and view homes to buy. And therefore, we do a big push on making sure that all of our available properties, any applicants that are looking through us are looking at all of our available stock rather than our competitors. And that gives you the edge if you're selling through us to make sure that the market is actually fully researched and any buyers that are out there looking are looking most importantly at your home and not its competitors. And then come Monday, the offers come rolling in and then we have to deal with all those offers. And that's quite an exciting time as well, because there's nothing more exciting than dealing with offers and trying to tie up big sales. You know, it's never lost on us that this is one of the biggest things that you're going to do. And that's why you need a strong independent agent with people in the office that you can speak to that will not change. Let me tell you something about the corporate market. 9 times out of 10, the person that comes to value your house is not the same person that you'll end up dealing with. It is literally a completely different person. So you see a valuer and then tick on the box, off it goes to the rest of the team. The rest of that team tend to move around as well from branch to branch. So the chance of you dealing with the same people through the transaction is almost nil. But with a good independent agent like us, you deal with the team, the same team and the same people right the way through the transaction. And that gives you assurance that you're dealing with the highest quality people, as opposed to what might be a newbie, somebody new, inexperienced, dealing with your home, the most expensive asset. So thanks very much for watching as always. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. We'll be back on Monday with another edition. Until then, we're releasing the podcast later today, so look out for that. Look after your family and friends. Ciao.